to the doctor. I said, doctor, help me. You and I know I have the problem. Help me. So at 16, I was diagnosed with Pcos, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and unexplained uterine bleed. So I was literally the woman with the issue of blood. The only time I wasn't seeing my period was when I was on drugs. So I was walking around. I was bleeding all the time. And so I went back to the doctor, and the doctor said, okay, since you don't have a cycle, we have to try to create a cycle for you. So this is what we're going to do. On the 14th day of this month, come back, we'll run a test, see if you're ovulating, and then we'll see what we can do from there. So on the 12th day, a friend of mine who took me to this doctor, I went to see her, that I would need some moral support. So I need someone to go with me. My husband won't go with me. She says, okay. So while we're there having a conversation, one of her friends walks in, and the woman is there, you know, and then she said something. Oh, actually, she gave me her card. And on her card was Davida. And we had named our children David and Davida. So I saw it and I said, oh my God, that's my daughter's name. She said, yeah, my children are named David and Davida. And I said, wow, I'm going to sow a seed in your life. If I'm going to send it to my friend. And she said, okay. And we laughed and parted ways. My friend walked me out. I was walking to my car. And then we got to my car. You guys have got to forgive me, but I'm going to go pigeon with you so that you guys can get the full gist of this story. So I get to the car. Is that okay, Pastor? Just for the authenticity of the story. So I get to the car, and then she says to me, you don't know that woman? Meaning, don't you know that woman? And I said, no, I don't know her. She said, you don't know that woman? I said, I don't know her. I said, you suppose know that woman. I don't know her. Who is she? She says, that's your doctor's wife. I'm like, are you kidding me? My doctor has twins, David and Davida. Now, faith, she did talk. She don't get picking. Meaning, she doesn't have a child. She was just speaking by faith. Yes, that exactly. That wow was what I said. I got into the car and cried my eyes out because I literally heard God in the car like a man was sitting beside me saying, why won't you let me help you? The person you are running to for help is looking for the exact same thing. Not Noel and Noella. Not Samuel and Samuela. David and Davida. And God said, let me help you. And then he gave me 2 scriptures that changed my life. Isaiah 8:19-22. I'll read the Message translation. It says, when people tell you, try out the fortune tellers, consult the spiritualists, why not tap into the spirit world? Get in touch with the dead. He said, tell them no. We're going to study the scriptures. People who try the other ways get nowhere, a dead end. Clear as day. You can't argue with this, right? God said, tell them you're going to study the scriptures. So I knew that God wanted me to sit down with the word and get the victory through the word. Now, is there anything wrong with medicine? Of course not. God's path for someone else, and I always tell women trusting God for the fruit of the womb, God's path for someone else, God's journey for you may be through medicine. But for me, he was very clear. And because he was doing something, remember there's a precedence. He used the word to get me through school with my academics. He used the word to tell me who to marry. Now he was going to use the word to get me children. So my journey has been a journey of the word. And that's why I say if you can find it in the word, you can have it in your world.